Hello. Welcome or welcome back to the channel. Let's get straight into it. So, I was about to sit down and edit the video where I was talking about how, like, going into the summer, I want to have some goals because that's something that I couldn't get myself to do around the new year. And that didn't happen. Like, I've definitely been thinking about it, and I've definitely spent evenings like scrolling on Pinterest trying to collect images to put on a vision board to like build something or create something that will inspire me to, I guess, articulate what I want to get done before the end of the year. And it's just not been working. It's just not been happening. And even like 2 days ago, I was still doing this. And I'm considering just going to a store and buying a magazine and making a paper vision board. I guess in the hopes that that's going to like inspire me. I'm kind of wondering if I should just accept the fact that it's not going to happen or that it's not happening and just like ride the wave of 2026. But the reason I think I'm resistant to it or resistant of it is I guess I feel like I'm in a flop era. And that's not a guess, I do. I'm in a flop era right now. I had over the last year I had a lot of medical expenses and other circumstances. So like when it comes to like financially, I am not hitting the goal that I thought I would be hitting, because when you have an emergency fund and then you have emergencies, or not even an emergency fund, savings in general, then you have emergencies, you have the money to use for the emergencies and the situations, but then after you use the money for the situations, you don't have the money anymore. And what I'm saying is, basic facts and common sense. But do you get what I mean? Do you hear what I'm saying? When you spend the money for the thing that you had the money for, you don't have the money anymore. But anyway, so I have priorities, in that sense. But, I haven't even really gotten myself to like write them down because I do have goals. Like using money as an example, I do have a goal for what I want my savings to be. And it's just like, it's in my head, it's just present. But like, it's one of those things that's like ever present. And the time that it takes is just going to be the time that it takes. Why don't I see that as a goal, actually? Let's put a pin in that. And I'll come back to it if I come back to it. But part of the thing that I think is making me resistant to just like letting go, and I go back and forth where like I try really hard to come up with stuff and then I hit a point where I'm like, I just let it go. And then I just like coast for a while, and then I'm like, I need to have goals, and I like try to lock in, and the cycle continues. But I think part of the reason I'm kind of like chewing on this mentally and emotionally is because I do want things in my life to change. So where are the actions? Like, why can't I designate a way to change them? there's a part of me that's like in grief about that. And I'm trying to understand why. And then I think I don't know what I want, but like, it's like I do, in a way, know what I want, but also I don't, or I don't know how to get there actionably. I feel like I'm not in control, but I don't know what I can do to gain control, or I feel powerless in a way. Maybe that's it. I'm trying to like feel if that's true. Is it that I feel powerless? I do think that's true. I don't know if that's the reason why I can't come up with some goals that excite me. Or I guess come up with enough that I would be able to present those goals in the same way that I've been doing it previously. Like with doing a vision board or doing like the goal bingo card. Because, especially like bingo, like that has been very successful for me in the past. But I don't have the like energy or like the drive to do it. I think part of wanting to make a vision board so much is wanting to be able to imagine the future. That's something I've been struggling with for the last few years, honestly. That's been hard for me. And I think because like coming to terms with the life or the reality that I grew up imagining, or what's easy to imagine, the kind of like messages that you see or portrayals you see of what adult life is when you're a kid, or, that's like very present in society. This is the traditional way to do things. In a lot of ways, like structurally or like on the macro level, those things aren't coming to fruition for like my whole generation. But also like individually, I I feel like I don't have like a possibility model. Like a person to look to relate to, and be like, okay, I'll kind of try to follow in their footsteps. Or like something to like direct me and give me like the hope and the motivation. In that, I've mentioned this plenty of times, I'm the type of person that if I see the steps in front of me, I can get to the end. And it's not like it's easy in the sense that there are no challenges. It's like it's it's easy for me to be motivated to keep going because I know where it will lead me, and I want what's at the end of that. It's easy to stay locked in and like to persevere if I know what I'm doing it for. And I feel like now in life I don't know what I'm doing anything for. um is that depression? I think I just kind of feel confused, or like lost. I don't know. I don't think I'm articulating this super well. Which, you know, I always say that or feel that when I'm doing these more like stream of consciousness, no notes, sit down and say whatever type of videos. And I need to stop that, by the way. It's not that I need to stop them, but I want to make more stuff where I think about it beforehand. I want to make some content that's not about me. So hang tight. I'm good. Let me work my way up to it. Anyway, I always say that, like, I feel like I'm making no sense, but then, you know, it does draw together eventually. It does distill down to something. So let me have faith in myself for a little bit. What I'm trying to get at is I'm still looking for clarity, and I think I was more hopeful last time that I said that. And now I'm kind of, I don't know, I guess I'm down in the dumps about it. Or not even that really, but I'm kind of like battling myself on if clarity is really something that I need right now, or if it's just something that I want because I want more control. And there's a level to that that I simply can't have. One, because there are ways that I could get that, but I would be doing things I don't want to do. So I can't. Or the world as a whole would have to just be in a different place. And you know, there's grief in that because you know, everyone around my age is having this feeling now of like, why did everything go so doo-doo garbage bullshit when I became an adult? And I'm probably looking at way too many videos of people talking about how, oh, in 2019 or in 2016 or whatever, this salary would have been like, would have had so much more buying power, or people had so much more access to do this thing or to do that thing. I need to stop looking at those. On a more personal level, there's like a hopelessness sometimes in the like things that I've wanted to do that I like year after year have not been able to achieve, to the point where like I can say this is my goal, but I haven't been able to achieve it in the past because of the barriers that I had then. And either the same barriers are in place now, or different barriers are in place, or I might have been, not have been, or sure have been. I might have been facing different barriers then, financial or mental or emotional or physical, that now have been removed or would have been removed. Like in a financial sense, I don't control the economy. But like if I was where I am now financially then, living in a different economy, that would have removed that barrier. But that's something that I can't do anything about. But like mental or emotional breakthrough, or having a level of like courage or belief in myself or knowledge of myself, or just like skills. Like now I can drive. I was always saying I was going to make a video about learning to drive as an adult, and I never did that. The things that I wanted in a different time, maybe I could achieve now, but either there's something else stopping me that I can't control, or I don't want it anymore. I definitely grieve over like possibilities from my past of things that are like, I would have taken a novel writing class if they were offering it my senior year. But my circumstance was that I couldn't do it. That's like a relatively small thing, but it's a part of a collection of many things.
But I never made it to law school. And I never got to see Paris in the spring, and I never got to stay over in Yellowstone because it was too crowded.
And I don't want to dwell on the past, which is why having something to look forward to in the form of a goal and take action for is something that I want so much, but my brain's not like letting me do it. I feel like this is just the sad version of the video I need to go edit. Duality of man. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my entire life. Uh-oh. And it's just the 20s feeling. It might be that it just has to be this way. And you know what? I'm kind of a spiritual girly. I like accept signs when I see them, you know, out in the world. And everything around me, every message that I receive is just telling me, you know, keep going, you're on the right path, it's gonna be okay, whatever. But I'm always feeling like there has to be an action that I'm supposed to be taking. There has to be something that I'm supposed to be doing, because I feel like I'm stuck in one place and I want to move forward. So I want to do that. I feel like I'm missing the signs that are telling me, go here, do this, follow this impulse, take this chance. Like, those aren't around. And maybe they're not. You could say, if what I'm hearing is just keep going and doing what you're doing, I should just keep going doing what I'm doing. But I don't know. I just feel like there should be more. I'm, I'm laughing because it doesn't make sense. Like, I'm on the lookout for a door being opened that I'm afraid I'm going to walk past it or I'm going to shut it and I guess ruin my life. But what I'm hearing or what I'm receiving is like, you're fine, do nothing. Or it's not even do nothing. I can't decide if it's do nothing or do something. I can't figure out if I'm standing in my own way or not. I was like losing my mind a bit because I was imagining it as if I was talking to a person and I said, should I go left or right? And they were like, oh, go left. And I was like, but should I go left or right? Like, I got the answer, but you know, it's more, you know, foggy and esoteric than that. It's not as direct as that is. And I wish it was. I want it to be extremely direct. And this is a bad impulse that I have, and I'm trying to work on it, but I do want someone to just tell me what to do. And I don't want to rely on myself to know what to do or to decide what to do. And I need to stop being that way. Doesn't everyone want that, like, just a little bit, just like to not have to think? Well, no lesson, no happy ending. I went over time, so I just have to stop talking. Low-key, I did this instead of journaling. Anyway, I'm going through it, like, clearly. Like the video if you like the video, comment in the comments if you have something to say. Share the video if you want to, subscribe if you want to. Tell me if this is relatable or if I'm uniquely insane. I think not. I feel like a lot of people feel this way, but like knowing that doesn't make it less like painful. So guess I'm just processing that. Toodles. Bye.